Mattress girl. Some feminists to this day, they still believe she's telling the truth. Yeah. There were text messages, Facebook messages from Mattress Girl showing that it was a lie. Which of the famous rape hoaxes would you say sticks out in your mind as the most egregious? We want to get into this here today after Kavanaugh, because the same phrase comes up every single time there's a rape accusation, right? What do we always hear? We hear, well, why would the woman lie? We need to believe, it's just another way of saying it, believe survivors. It's, why would this woman lie? Why would the woman lie about rape? Why would she? Okay, you know why? Because people lie. That's it. People lie. And as we'll show you, people lie for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes for personal gain, for fame, notoriety, political gain, to harm an enemy, to get on the cover of a magazine. I have no... Some people have grown tits to get on the covers of magazines. People lie all the time. That's not an argument. The first day of Kavanaugh, remember right before this happens all the time. They were threatening, if he was confirmed, some threatened social media blackouts. I don't know how that accomplished.
I don't know what that even means.
Yeah. Some threatened to move to Canada. Remember that? And then the rest of us were just, we don't care.
Please move.
I swear I'll do it. I'll do it. If that rapist gets confirmed, I swear I'll do it.
Oh my God.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, that's seems like we should.
That's depression right there.
You should cut on that sooner. We shouldn't keep this going on that long.
Earlier than that.
You actually wore that dress pretty good.
I don't.
It goes with his
even know what you're
lipstick.
talking about. That wasn't me.
All right, top 5 rape hoaxes that I would listen. I would love to see yours. Comment below. Number 5 that sticks out in my mind is the Rolling Stone UVA scandal. Do you remember this one? Where they wrote, in Rolling Stone, they wrote an article about the supposed gang rape at University of Virginia, and it didn't happen. Did you guys hear about this story? I remember that it even had one, what's his name?
Virginia, right?
Yeah. Ed Helms was speaking at their did a commencement, and he had to mention it because it was so awkward at that point. Rolling Stone actually was forced to issue a complete retraction, but don't take my word for it.
Rolling Stone's managing editor published a note today about discrepancies in the victim's story. He wrote, quote, "We have come to the conclusion that our trust in her was misplaced."
And by discrepancies, they mean lies.
Yeah, absolutely.
They mean outright lies, like discrepancies.
Sure. I hope he lost his job, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably working in the foodie section somewhere.
They said they just had confirmation bias, and that was their problem there.
Yeah,
like,
confirmation bias.
Yeah, you went in looking for a story, obviously, and you looked at everything that supported
Listen,
it and nothing else.
Who among us doesn't have a bias and hasn't entirely destroyed a man's life with entirely fabricated false rape accusations? Right? This happens. Number 4, this was one, I don't even know what to call it, but it was really big, the Texas teen gang rape. This is, number 4. Did I say number 1? I don't know.
I think you said 4.
It was her name was, I think, was it Breonna Talbot?
Talbot, yeah.
Yeah. She broke into a church, body bloodied, screamed that 3 black men had raped her. So, right away, there.
Sounds correct.
Yeah. The whole town
Story holds up.
Turmoil.
Story holds up.
And 2 of them were twins. They had bulging biceps, and they kept talking about white man beer.
I'm sorry, I'm guilty. I couldn't control myself.
Here's the thing. The medical team found not only no evidence of sexual assault, they also found problems with the story, and then the teen confessed that she had entirely made it all up. Yeah. The wounds were self-inflicted. That's why I think this is one of the worst offenses, because she took time to hurt herself and burst into a church.
Wow.
Which means, again, there's got to be one, we've talked about how victim culture, people go, well, why would they lie? Why would anyone want to be black in America? Why would anyone want to be a victim of sexual assault? I'm not saying anyone actually wants to be the physical victim of sexual assault, but why would someone want to claim that publicly? Well, ask this person why they would go through the effort of physically harming themselves because they thought they would get such a leg up by accusing 3 random black men of rape. There is something to be said for it, even if it's just a crazy person who wants notoriety.
Yeah.
So why would she lie?
Right.
She likes it rough.
With herself.
Man, you're looking for it too.
That's all. She just punched herself with it.
Kevin, so she actually damaged her.
No, not her. I mean, she just the things that they could see in the church. Yeah. So she probably scraped her knees with some sandpaper. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly like that.
Hey, by the way, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed to the channel on YouTube, because apparently that doesn't mean anything anymore. So notification bell, and join Mug Club, of course, to get the daily show every single day. Not for free, but you join Mug Club and Thursday free show. Number 3, the Duke lacrosse hoax.
Oh my gosh, this is the worst for me.
You black guys can't get away from these. It really is like it's just like Clarence Thomas.
Another black guy, huh?
It really is. It's effective.
No.
You know what it is? It's a modern day lynching through public opinion.
Yeah.
And the people doing it are rich white liberals.
Yeah. Lynch mob.
This was with the team, right? The college team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
This
lacrosse
is the
team,
the lacrosse team. They hired a stripper for a party, I think.
Yeah.
That idea.
The stripper
cards.
accused of lacrosse players of rape. Were they black
One of
guys
the
at
strippers
lacrosse?
was black.
No. The stripper was black.
The
That's right.
stripper was
it was
black.
a white guys.
Yes.
It was a pretty much all white team, lacrosse team. They were ranked number 1 in the nation. Their season was canceled and all of this too.
Yes.
You should have
Wives
never
run.
got a black stripper.
Done.
Let's roll the clip.
Carolina's Attorney General will dismiss all charges against the 3 young men.
Well, that seems pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like over
Power
a
to the
year
people.
after.
By the way, a lot of people don't know this, because you don't follow up on these stories. The hoaxer was later convicted of stabbing her boyfriend to death. So,
That's tough.
you thought you got away from the stereotype for a second there, and then boom, right back into it. You know what they say? Hindsight is 20, not rape. Number 2, mattress girl. By the way, some feminists to this day, they still believe she's telling the truth about her rape. Yes.
No.
What's the story? Like the pumpkin head who still carries his lantern around throughout the.
Ichabod Crane.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's still,
That's a headless
still
horseman.
carrying
Well,
it?
it's Sleepy
That's
Hollow.
a headless horseman.
That's a headless horseman.
I don't know what the legend. The point is, they still
bad.
think she's lugging her mattress around to this day as a victim of rape. There were text messages, Facebook messages from Mattress Girl showing that it was a lie. Here's a clip.
She began carrying this mattress around as an art project and putting his name attached to the whole
you
story
imagine that?
time and time
That's
again.
insane.
It garnered worldwide attention,
my
got her a ton of, she was on the cover of New York Times Magazine. Nungesser
girl.
says that she ruined his
All
name
right.
and his
Careful.
reputation and robbed
You
him
haven't
of
had
his
that
right to an
much beer.
education. Columbia now agrees with him, and in a reverse Title IX decision, they have offered him a settlement.
Why would she lie?
Right.
This girl, she didn't quite beat herself up liar style and go into a church. She just lugged a mattress around campus for an entire semester. By the way, go read the texts. They're graphic. They're worse than penthouse letters.
It's
Not
dedication.
that you've ever read any of those.
Yeah, she wanted it, huh?
Yeah, it was one of those things. And actually, there's a lot of. If you read the text, it seems like she was mad that he wasn't interested in her. It was like,
Really?
this is getting pretty crazy.
Golly,
But here's the thing. Does anyone know this? We've had people on the show. I think it was Mark Duplass and Michael Ian Black, where they met, and I'm like, no, wait.
Yeah, no idea.
Mattress Girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Mattress Girl's a lie. They're like, I'm not. Are you sure about that? Yes! Yes, I'm absolutely sure. Some of them aren't aware. It's like, well, hold on a second. Duke lacrosse was a lie. It was completely overturned. Are you sure about that? Yes! Yes, they're doing the same thing with Kavanaugh now. Do you realize 5 years from now, we'll be talking about Dr. Christine Ford? Talking about her? We'll still be talking. We'll be like, yeah, remember that? Just like Clarence Thomas.
Yeah.
The Mattress Girl was really. Think about this, though. The guy's never going to get his name back.
No.
The first thing, that guy's going to apply for a job. They're going to run a search. The first thing that's going to pop up is not going to be, oh, declared innocent. It's going to be, this girl carried a mattress around with your name at Columbia for a year because you raped her. You're not getting a call back.
Yeah, no, it's time to change your name at that point.
Yeah, it's time to change your name.
Just go to the judge.
What kind of mattress is that? An air mattress? Looks pretty like
I know.
to me. I think we're giving her too much credit.
There you go. She wasn't that committed. She wasn't carrying. You know what? You want us to believe you?
Yeah.
Carry a Serta. Number 1, the worst hoax to me, and you may not have heard of this, is Emmett Till. We have a clip.
More than 60 years ago, Emmett Till
this one's from
was
MSNBC,
abducted and
right?
murdered by 2 men after a woman claimed that Emmett Till, who was 14 years old, whistled at her and grabbed her. Well, Till's mother held an open casket funeral to show the world the brutality of her son's killing. The 2 men were acquitted but later confessed to killing Till, and in a book published last year by Tim Tyson, the woman at the center of that case, Carolyn Bryant Donham, admitted she exaggerated part of her testimony.
First off, this is why I hate cable news, because you have to read that story and go, and in a book published, in a book published, like, what's the point of that? Treat this as though it's a real story. This one's not even rape. It was just an accusation of whistling.
Whistling, yeah. Whistling with intent, though.
Whistling with intent. That's actually really important to note, by the way. For people who don't know, it was Trump's DOJ that reopened the Emmett Till case.
Yes. To get justice for them.
The guy who hates black guys.
Right, yeah.
The guy who hates black guys is the one. He was. He would talk about, well, justice for Trayvon. Oh, okay, we understand. Justice for, was it Tamir Rice? Okay, justice for Mike Brown. Hands up, don't you? Well, actually, he was more like punching cop in the face, reaching for his gun, so the cop shot. But here, you actually have somebody who's completely innocent who was accused by a lynch mob of whistling. Trump, not a peep. What about justice for Emmett Till?
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all remember what Obama said about Trayvon?
Yeah.
If I had a son, he would look like Trayvon.
That's because he'd be a shitty dad. If I had a son, he'd be if I had a son, you can bet your ass he'd be making purple drink along with everyone else. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, I'm like, it's cool and all, but what you gonna do for Trayvon, man?
By the way, bonus rape hoax: the Julie Swetnick, the gang rape, train, the train. This is one.
The thing that came out last
Swetnick?
minute, right?
Yeah, that's the second lady that came out, right, against Kavanaugh?
No, wasn't she the third?
I think there was one with no name, right?
I mixed
So
them
think
all
that
up.
No
was-
name. Yeah. They're all a bunch of liars anyway.
That's what it was. It was the lady with no name. This is after Christine Ford, and it was Deborah Ramirez.
Yeah,
it was Christine Ford, Deborah Ramirez. It's just so hard to keep straight. I was like, well, was Santa Maria Pinta Cortez in there?
Are you praying?
No. I always forget her first name. Nina Pinta Santa Maria Cortez. You know, the socialist who wants to nationalize all health care.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you know what? It's good for you guys because we'll be paying for your sickle cell. So after
That was a bad. That was a good.
That's a low blow, man.
That's a low blow, man.
It's better when they say it versus
So after that, creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti pushed the Julie Swetnick narrative forward, who accused Kavanaugh of, I don't know, like gang rape parties. Here's a clip.
The allegations from Julie Swetnick, who alleged in a signed affidavit she attended well over 10 parties where she saw Judge Brett Kavanaugh, then in high school, drink excessively at many of these parties and engage in abusive and physically aggressive behavior towards girls.
First off, a couple of things. Now it makes sense to say drank so much. You guys said you don't really drink that often.
Yeah.
That's why Cory Booker was asking Kavanaugh, do you drink on weekdays? Because is that maybe to a black person that's like, whoa, he's a drunk. Wow.
Yeah. From that testimony, I think Kavanaugh's an alpha male.
Why would you keep going if every weekend he was getting drunk and
That's what I'm saying.
well over 10 parties?
Well, you know this is so funny. So this came out, and if you look, there was a Swetnick story, right?
Yeah.
She came forward, and she said, I can't believe that I was when I was brave and I stepped forward. And now, actually, the claims were so outlandish because I wanted to focus on Ford. But this was treated entirely legitimately, by the way.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, the news was released at 7. Everyone ran with it, and then it was dead before Lawrence O'Donnell could broadcast his menstrual cramps. Like it was that quick. But now the left is accusing Avenatti of being a plant from Donald Trump to try and discredit the real accusers of Kavanaugh. They're like, we don't want it to be lumped in with the one who said gang rape train. It's clear Avenatti, Trump put him there to make us seem like we lie.
That's a deep conspiracy right
That's
there.
a really deep conspiracy.
That goes deep.
I mean, you have to believe Trump is brilliant. You have to believe Trump is so brilliant that he'd be so smart that he could hire someone as stupid as Avenatti.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
And trust him to carry the lie.
It's just
this is difficult.
We're talking about, why does this matter? Someone just said the other day, you don't know what it's like as a woman right now to be scared. You know what? Men are terrified right now.
Yeah.
Especially me. I thought I was safe.
Why? Especially.
I don't
I don't know what that means.
That's going straight to air. Men are terrified right now. No, the truth is, think about this. Women, listen. No one wants you to be raped. Do you have any idea how terrible a crime rape is? Rapists get raped in prison, ironically, on principle.
Yeah.
Because they're hated. Child molesters and rapists do not fare well in prison.
No.
Amongst criminals, they're hated because we consider it a bad crime. No one likes rape, even the arsonists, okay? The serial killers think that rapists are beneath them. No one likes rape. That being said, it is terrifying to be a man today because guess what? When people say, why would a woman ever lie? Because people lie. Women lie about their weight all the time. Women lie about whether they've had work done. So do men. It's like, there's a ton of different reasons for lying. It's like a kid right now. These women coming forward with rape, like Julie Swetnick. It's like the kid who figured out you get a cookie by lying. You know, okay, did you already have a cookie today after you cleaned your room? No. Here's another one. Rape. Well, I guess you better take all the cookies. Geez, you've had a rough childhood, kid. That's what happens. People lie because they have something to gain from the lie. Again, publicity, it doesn't really matter. Usually to get some free crap. That's what it is.
And 90% of women's faces are lies. Take that makeup like, who the hell are you?
This sounds like a deep wound that you need to get out a little bit, right? Have you been tricked before?
Have you ever went to sleep and said, man, she's hot. That was awesome. Wake up. Oh, my God.
It's for your black carrots. I thought you hung yourself.
The worst part about this is that we want to believe you. We really, you just said it. Rape is bad. Universally, it's bad. We want to believe you. Can you please just give us some proof? That's all we're asking.
And this is the thing. Liars, think about kids, right? You guys have kids. The worst part is an enabler of lies. That's the real problem with grandparents sometimes, right? Grandparents like, just don't, if your parents ask, if we gave you so many sweets, just say no. And so then what you have here is like you have a woman who comes forward and potentially lies. I don't know about what's her name, Ford, Dr. Christy Ford. Dr. Christy Ford, you give out good doctorates.
She's a liar.
I have no idea, allegedly. But you have this lie from a woman, and then you have a lie from a Michael Avenatti or, I don't know, a Gloria Allred, whatever. So now you've got 2 lies. Then you have a political ally like Feinstein who jumps on board. Now there are 3 lies. So you've got this sort of amalgamation. It's all of these different lies into a super lie. It's like when the Power Rangers became the Megazord only with lies. It's the Megazord of lies. The point is, I don't even know what the point is. It's just the lying from all sides of the political spectrum or the gender binary. So political spectrum, gender, binary. There you go. Comment away. I want to see that bee's nest right now. It's been going on since the dawn of mankind. And the problem that everyone has here, and people talk about how we're divided, and I've seen even some people on the right go, well, maybe at this point there'd be some time for healing. Do you think you would want any healing? Do you think you would want to unite with someone who falsely accused you of rape? Just like I don't expect a woman to want to hold hands and sing We Are the World with a guy who ran a train on her. I don't assume that the guy who was accused of running a train on a woman is going to want to unite with her. That's silly. Instead of talking about unity, instead of talking about finding common ground on this, let's talk about the truth. And it happens every few months. It happens every year or so. And then what just happens when the truth comes out, we forget about it. We just go, oh, Duke LaCrosse. Then it turns out, no, she stabbed her boyfriend. Well, you know what? We've moved on from that story. It's going to be the same thing with Brett Kavanaugh. Why? Because it's as simple as this. People lie. Our entire legal system is it's predicated on this idea that human beings lie, and we have to safeguard against it. And we want to throw that away. Why, for Gloria Allred? No! People lie, including you. Hey there, YouTube viewer. If you like this video, watch one of my other videos. Oh! It's playing in one of those boxes. I'd say subscribe or hit the notification bell, but I don't really know what that means in today's day and age on YouTube. But if you join at louderwithcrowder.com/mugclub, you won't only see clips, you'll get to watch the full daily 1-hour show every single day and support our content, making sure that we can still get clips up here on YouTube for the freeloaders who can't afford it and or are just cheap pricks.